St. Mary's Church, Selly is a Church of England parish church in Selly, Birmingham, England. History: the parish of St. Mary was from part of the parish of St. Lawrence, Northfield in 1862. The church is set back from the main Bristol Road, 838 Road, and is approached from the south by a drive, ending at a lich gate at the entrance to the churchyard. There is also an entrance from the north in Lodge Hill Road. St. Mary's foundation stone was laid on July 12, 1860 by Joseph Frederick Leadsom, and the Bishop of Worcester, the Right Reverend Henry Philpott, consecrated the church on September 12, 1861. The church was funded by the manufacturer George Richards Elkington, 1801-65, and by Joseph Frederick Leadsom, 1791-1862. The architect Edward Holmes designed the building in a Gothic Revival interpretation of decorated Gothic. It is built of coursed sandstone, enlivened both inside and out by being laid in courses of two different shades. The walls are of brick, faced externally with Bromsgrove stone, with Bath stone used for the tracery, dressings and spire. The nave, chancel and aisle arches and columns are executed in Bath stone, the arches having Woley Castle stone voussoirs introduced alternately with Bath stone. Bands of Woley Castle stone run horizontally around the inside of the church. The chancel roof was decorated with flowers in golden colors, painted on a blue ground between the rafters. The northwest tower has a broach spire 150 feet, 46 meters, high, topped by a weathercock. The church is cruciform, and the nave has a clerestory in north and south aisles with 4 bay arcades. The clerestory windows are slightly unusual, being quatrefoils set in groups of 3. Internally the walls are plastered, and the plastering is punctuated by horizontal bands of sandstone. In the transepts and nave the roof timbers are exposed, and in the chancel they are gilded and painted in heraldic colors of red, blue, green, white and gold. The parish of St. Stephen, Selly Park was formed from part of St. Mary's Parish in 1871. The parishes were in the Anglican Diocese of Worcester until 1905, when they became part of the newly created Anglican Diocese of Birmingham. In 1893 a mission church was established, and in 1906 a new church of St. Wulstan's Church, Selly was built. A parish was formed out of St. Mary's for this new church in 1911. For St. Mary's centenary in 1961 the interior was reordered and redecorated under the direction of the architect Stephen Dykes-Bauer. Citation needed: at the same time painted, sculpted rood was removed from the chancel arch and transferred to Holy Trinity Parish Church, Hadley, Shropshire. Citation needed: since 1982 the building has been Grade 2 listed. In the 1980s a set of olive wood Stations of the Cross was installed. Citation needed. Windows: there are 9 stained glass windows by Hardman & Co. East window. The Ascension, 1861, given by George Elkington in memory of his first wife Mary. West window. The Transfiguration, 1861, given by J.F. Leadsom. Above the window a small grisaille in memory of T.C. Humphreys and his wife Eugenie. Southwest window. Mary and Martha, 1872, given by the Elkington family in memory of Margaret Morgan, second wife of George Elkington. South aisle south window. The Good Samaritan, 1866, in memory of George Elkington. South transept west window. Christ and Mary Magdalene, in memory of Hyla Elkington, died 1901. South transept south window. Worship of the Kings, in memory of John Meredith of Harborne, died 1851, and his wife Jane. South transept east window. Peter and John at the tomb, in memory of Hyla Elkington, obscured by the organ. Lady Chapel north window. Healing and Resurrection, given by Edward Holmes in memory of his wife Anne. Baptistry. Blessing the Children, given by J.F. Leadsom in memory of F.G. Leadsom. Incumbents: 1862 Thomas Price, afterwards Rector of Claverton, Warwickshire. 1887 Clement Price. 1894 Edward John Barleet. 1900 Clement Renee Sharp. 1903 Lawrence Banks Sladen. 1909 Edmund Arthur Haviland, afterwards Archdeacon of Kimberley. 1915 Kenneth Donald Mackenzie, later Bishop of Brecon, Episcopal. 1920 Thomas Spranker. 1926 Herbert James Rayner. 1930 Reginald Pemberton Steer. 1935 Mark Elliott Profit. 1942 Frederick Crooker Price Perry. 1957 Michael Webster. 1977 John Donald Waterstreet. 1990 Christopher John Aldridge. 2001 Martin Vincent Roberts. 2009 James David Robert Cox. Bells. At the church's consecration on September 12, 1861 the tower had only 1 bell. 5 more were added in 1864, creating a ring of 6 that was first rung on September 29, 1864. In 1887 the parish commemorated the Golden Jubilee of Queen Victoria by adding 2 more bells, increasing them to a ring to 8 that was first rung on June 20, 1887. Citation needed. In 1922 the bells were found to be unsafe to ring, and they were silent for a decade until enough money was raised for rectification work. Citation needed. In 1932 Gillett and Johnston of Croydon refounded all 8 bells and they were rehung. The tenor, the largest bell, now weighs 12 long CWT1QR 17 pounds, 1,389 pounds or 630 kilograms. In it is tuned to the musical note G. The master of the ringers for many years from the 1930s was William B. Cartwright, a local solicitor. Citation needed. Inscriptions. 2 of the bells are inscribed. Number 1 bell, treble, in memoriam filii ets. M. Victorianum quinquage Sima regnantis D. Joel Merritt. Latin for given by Joel Merritt in memory of a daughter in the 50th year of the reign of Her Majesty Queen Victoria. Number 8 bell, tenor, plus beatus populus quis et jubilationem. Latin for happy are the people who know how to rejoice. Organ. An organ was installed in 1862 for the opening of the church built by Halmshaw of Camp Hill. In the 1870s it was moved to the south side of the chancel. Citation needed. In 1902 Nicholson and Company of Worcester rebuilt it, retaining much of the original pipework. Between 1925 and 1930 it was restored by Byrd of Selly Park. In 1958 it was restored again, this time by Nicholson & Co., and the console was moved to the north side of the chancel. Between 1925 and 1930 it was restored by Byrd of Selly Park. It was dedicated by the Right Reverend John Leonard Wilson, the 4th Bishop of Birmingham on June 4, 1958 at a recital by Sir George Thalbane Ball, the Birmingham city organist. Citation needed. Sheffield organs made further tonal improvements in 1996 and 1999. Organists. This list is incomplete, you can help by expanding it. Frank Frederick Queesett, previously organist of Bishop Ratter Church, Birmingham, and Holy Trinity Church, Coventry, afterwards organist of Bushbridge Church, Godalming, ca. 1869-71? Mr. Evans, ca. 1880 William Humphreys, 1932-34 Leonard Gibbons, afterwards organist of St. George's Church, Edgbaston, 1934-85 Leslie John Barker ALCM, 1986-90 David Twigg, 1990 John Stormont, 1950-70 Keith Collier, deputy organist, 1960s Dennis Mason, deputy organist. In 2015 the organist is still John Stormont. The organist is also choirmaster and a robed choir leads the worship at the principal Sunday services. Other choral occasions include the Christmas Festival of Lessons and Carols, and a Passion Cantata, such as Stainer's Crucifixion, in Holy Week. There are also occasional organ recitals and concerts. Tower clock. St. Mary's has a tower clock that chimes the hours and quarter hours. It was installed in 1887, the year of the Golden Jubilee of Queen Victoria. J. B. Joyce & Co. of Whitchurch, Shropshire made the clock under the supervision of the Reverend Canon Catterley. It is made on the same principle as the clock designed by Edmund Beckett, 1st Baron Grimthorpe for the Great Clock at Westminster and the Large Clock at Worcester Cathedral. The cost was about £331, equivalent to £40,000 in 2018, and was the gift of the widow and family of the late Benjamin Walters. The frame is cast iron, horizontal and planed. It is 6 feet, 1.8 meters, long, 1 foot 9 inches, half a meter, wide and 1 foot, 0.3 meters, deep, and is supported by beams that are built into the tower wall to preclude vibration. The wheels are of gunmetal and the pendulum beats every 1 1/4 seconds. Popular culture. St. Mary's acoustics are fine and the church has been used as a concert venue, rehearsal space and recording space. The church has frequently featured in the BBC soap opera Doctors.